Okay, good morning, friends. If I may, a question that I've been asked many times over the years, and Be'ezus Hashem, one day we hope to discuss it further, is we know that Avraham Avinu made many gerim. Avraham Avinu converted many converts. Ve'es hanefesh asher asu b'charan. The Rambam writes in Hilchos Avodah Zarah, at the end of Parak Aleph, that Avraham Avinu gathered thousands, tens of thousands. V'heim anshe beis Avraham. And the question is, whatever happened to these people? Where'd they go? How come we don't read about them? Avraham Avinu doesn't want to marry Yitzchak off to them. In fact, we don't find that they had any everlasting kiyum. They did not seem to remain in their belief. What happened to these people? What happened to the es hanefesh asher asu b'charan? In Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer, Perek Chavtes, also in the Yalkut, at the end of Lech Lecha, it says that all the slaves that were circumcised with Avraham Avinu, they did not last. It seems like they reverted back to their bad ways. They did not last. And the question though is, how come we don't find any reference to them? We don't find any allusion to them. Whatever happened to them? Where'd they go? So, it's interesting, if you look in Rabbeinu Bechaye, in this week's parasha, on the pasuk, V'chol ha'be'eros asher chafru avdei Avraham b'mei Avraham aviv vayisatemum plishtim, then Yitzchak Avinu dug them, and he called them the names that his father called them. We have this whole story that all the wells that Avraham dug and the Plishtim stuffed up, so Yitzchak redug. What is that all about? Rabbeinu Bechaye says that these wells are a remes to the Gerim that were Nisgayer b'mei Avraham, because they were very easy to accept the Emunah of Hashem, just like a well easily receives water. And the opening of their hearts, which was clogged up, was called digging. And the Plishtim, out of jealousy, stuffed them up. And this is what it means by Yimalim Afar. Because in the times of Avraham, they were filled with Chachma and Das. So the Plishtim filled them up with Afar. Emunah Hara is called Afar. This is the explanation of Rabbeinu Bechaye. In fact, the Ben La'ashri adds that we find in the Gemara that when somebody speaks apikarsos, we say afar lepume, dirt in his mouth. We see that heresy is a reference to dirt. So when it says the Plishtim filled it up with dirt, it means they reverted them back to their heretical ways. And then Yitzchak prevailed, and he brought them back to the good. This is what it means. Vayashav Yitzchak vayachbar es be'eros hamayim asher chafru b'mei Avraham. It's interesting, if you look in the Lashon of the Rambam says that Avraham planted in the hearts of these Gerim the Emunah b'Hashem. Vayashav Yitzchak melamedu machzer. Yitzchak went back, and he taught, and he returned them. It's interesting, the language the Rambam uses to refer to what Yitzchak did is he returned and he taught them. The question is, we don't find anywhere that Yitzchak went back and taught the Gerim. Aside from the fact we don't find that Yitzchak made converts, but what is this lashon the Rambam uses? Vayashav. And according to this Rabbeinu Bechaye, it comes out very nice that the Vayashav refers to Vayashav Yitzchak vayachbar es be'eros hamayim. By the way, the Ramah also writes in the Teiras Ha'olah that all the wells that the slaves of Avraham dug and the Plishtim filled up with dirt, Yitzchak redug. The Ramah also says it's referring to the Gerim that were converted in the times of Avraham, and Yitzchak went back and he converted them. So the lashon of the Rambam is very good. Vayashav Yitzchak melamedu machzer. And the Lashon of the Rambam is actually the exact Lashon of the Pasuk. The Sefer Tshuas Chen adds that the word Be'er is Gematria Ger. Be'er is 203, is Gematria Ger. And this is a reference again to the fact that all the Gerim that Avraham Avinu made, the Plishtim, so to speak, returned them back to their bad ways, and Yitzchak redug them. It does not fully answer the question, okay, so what ultimately happened to them? But it does seem like these wells dried up, because they never went down to Mitzrayim with Yaakov Avinu, and even though the Lashon of the Rambam is that for Yitzchak Haidiyah LeYaakov V'yashav Melamed Umachser Kol Hanovim Elav. In any event, the story of the converts and the Talmidim of Avraham Avinu sort of continues in this week's parsha in the episode of the Be'er. Be'er is Gematria Ger, and apparently the Philistines influenced them to go back to their bad ways, and Yitzchak Avinu redigs them. And what does it mean? He called them the names that his father called them. So the Sefer Tshuas Chen explains very interestingly that Avraham Avinu taught them his own life mission. Avraham Avinu focused on Midas HaChesed. Avraham Avinu recognized that HaKadosh Baruch Hu and creation was a manifestation of God's chesed. Titain a chesed li Avraham. And through that he converted many Gerim. And the Philistines influenced that. The Tshuas Chen says that the word Plishtim is an amazing word. Right? We're dealing with the Philistines in Gaza. Amazingly, the Palestinians, which we see so much disaster coming from that area, the gematria of the word Pelishtim, this is unbelievable, is 860, 10 times Midas Hadin. Did you know that? The Philistines, the Plishtim, Palestinian, 10 times Midas Hadin. It's, so to speak, the epitome of Midas Hadin. You see, Avraham Avinu taught the world Midas HaChesed. And the way the Philistines, so to speak, covered it up and counteracted it is because they are the epitome of Midas Hadin. They're 86 times 10. They're Midas Hadin on steroids. Did you know that? Pelishtim is 86 times 10. It's unbelievable. So Yitzchak was able to show, Yitzchak is Gevura, Din, but he's Midas Hadin L'toiv, namely, he's able to show that all of Midas HaChesed is really the backdrop of Midas Hadin. Yitzchak saw Yesh Din v'Yesh Dayan, and that the Midas Hadin are the Kalim of Midas HaChesed, and the Tachlis of Chesed. So he was able to show that even though they were influenced by Plishtim, he was able to show that the source of Midas Hadin was the Chesed of Avraham. So he went back and he dug those wells and he called them the names that Avraham Avinu called them, showing that the root of Midas Hadin is really Midas HaChesed. So it's the same name. He didn't say, well, I'm going to influence you with a different approach in life. Avram taught you Chesed. I'm going to teach you Din. No, he called it the very same names that Avraham called it. Namely, I'm also Midas HaChesed, but I'm showing you a different understanding of Chesed, that all the Midas Hadin you see in the world is really sourced in the Chesed of Avraham. So that's an amazing discovery, that the Pelishtim were the ones who undid what Avraham Avinu accomplished, and Plishtim is Gematria, Midas Hadin, times 10, 86 times 10. Okay, Rabbi, so I want to invite everyone to an amazing shir we have tonight. The topic of tonight's shir is Welcome Angels and Now Leave, the amazing controversy of Shalom Aleichem. Have a good day, everyone. Kol Tov.